make C. diff count.
That's awesome.
So we're trying to have reporting for healthcare acquired or healthcare associated infections like C. diff, VRE, CRE. Report them. So people who are harmed by them, people who die, we need to know. We need to know what happened to these people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right. It's not right to not talk about it. So,
do you talk about your work on GutsyMother?
I do.
Oh, cool. So people can get involved and help out?
Yes. People can get involved. I mean, please share our videos, share what we're working on. This isn't just something that doesn't happen to people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get so many people sharing their stories where they are young women who are like 22 years old, haven't been on antibiotics, and next thing you know, their whole life is blown up. They can't work. They can't leave their house. You know, it's because it's part of like poop.
Mm-hmm.
People, you know,
no one wants to talk about it.
No one wants to talk about it. But
we need to start somewhere.
We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it because it's not just elderly people. It's not just sick people, which we should have been talking about it even then.
Yeah.
It's not right just because people are in a nursing home or are older or have cancer or these things to just say, oh, well, you're sick, so you need to have,
you're already sick.
You're already sick, so... Yeah, but it's been amazing the amount of people that have C. diff who are in my life that I didn't even know about because nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's like a sorority sister who I went to school with. I was dodging around the issue and she's saying, where have you been? What happened to you? Like, your social media has gone dark for like 5 months. Like, are you dead? Are you alive? And I'm like, well, my daughter has an intestinal infection.
That's all you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she goes, oh, is it C. diff?
Oh my
And she's
gosh.
like, I had it too. I've had it 7 times. And she's like, I went into the hospital I had surgery when I was pregnant. I came out with C. diff and now, you know, it keeps coming back. And I'm going, are you kidding me? You've been suffering with this for this whole time and I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my daughter's friends who lives right across the park, she just turned 5. She was in shock for many months and had a recurring C. diff infection for 6 months. A friend of mine, her husband went in for chemo at a hospital in this area and he died 3 days later from a C. diff infection.
Oh my gosh.
And then surprisingly, I was very surprised. 2 of my neighbors who I didn't really know that well, but they had kids and we'd always be like, hey, how are you? And so I was telling them how I had gone back to work and I was working for the Peggy Lillis Foundation. And everybody says, what is that? And I say, it's a C. diff awareness and advocacy group. And usually people are like, C. diff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's a superbug and you get it if you take antibiotics, which is like but they both said C. diff. And one of the moms says, I had C. diff and my son did too. When
she was excited to tell
I
you.
was pregnant, but
Oh
she
my
was one of the
gosh.
lucky ones who took the
right medicine.
No, she just took the old. So C. diff has kind of been evolving and changing, and so this was like 5 years ago.
Getting stronger.
And she took the older one, and she got better in one try, which is normally what happens. That's what needs to happen for people.
Yeah.
But then my other neighbor, she had it too.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that
so
means that
there's 3 people on my street that I know of, and I haven't even talked to my other neighbors.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I mean, these were years apart, so I don't think it's like we're all spreading C. diff to each
No,
other.
yeah. It's just that it's out there and it's not being reported.
Yeah.
And people need to know.
Yes.
That not just C. diff, but there's so many other things that
are these horrible infections
superbugs,
that we're not, these horrible superbugs that we're not tracking. And it seems like everyone in the healthcare community knows about it. Cause like some of my like friends who are nurses, like we were at the 4th of July together and we're like new-ish friends. And so we were talking about how she gives her kids probiotics every day at 3:00 religiously.
Do you have to do it at the same time?
No, but she does because she's very organized.
Got
and
it.
I was like, so what made you start taking probiotics? And she's like, well, we all had this horrible stomach flu that lasted. It hit all of us. And it was like for like 10 days. And we all thought we were going to die. And I was like, I had something like that happen, but it was for around like 6 months. And she's like, did you all get C. diff? And I was like, yes. And she's like, yeah, that happens.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
gosh.
so all of you know about it, but all
But
of
we
us don't know about it.
Yeah. So that's a problem.
That's a problem because we're not going to be able to solve it unless the rest of the community gets involved. And I mean, the wellness and health community and like, especially moms too, are where I think that's going to start.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people who you meet they know about the microbiome and they know about gut health. So that's kind of like the place to start the conversation. Yeah. And then with moms and with pregnant women, they're just they are really at risk for C. diff infections. Like people may like to say that they're not, but like all I get are emails from new moms with
especially
C.
you
diff.
go to the park, you go do all these things like.
Well, and with little babies, because I mean, babies do carry C. diff. It's like up to 70, up to a higher. It's like a lot of babies carry C. diff. And so then like you take antibiotics and the next thing you know, you have C. diff. So I've run into like some families where like they have a baby in the house, then they all took an antibiotic for strep. Then everybody has C. diff. And it's really difficult to treat because the spores are so hard to clean too. So it's like all through the environment. So like
you need like a massive like UV light. Yeah. Like all your lights need to be UV in your house.
We did a hydrogen peroxide fog. So we had a company that's in Orange really County cool. and they fogged the whole house with hydrogen peroxide. And then I also became a minimalist. So
you just threw everything out.
I threw everything out. I was like, this is gone. This is gone. If you can't clean it with bleach, like it's gone.
Oh my God. They need to like give C. diff to the people on those hoarding shows. That's how they actually get rid of everything.
Everything's gone. Yeah. So I don't have that like attachment to things.
That's so good.
Anymore, which is good. Yeah. You know, I don't save a whole lot of stuff. Yeah. I save like some really great artwork that my kids make, like a couple of them. I may take pictures of other ones and then I toss them.
That's a good idea. I'm going to definitely do that actually. Well, it was so fun having you and learning.
Thank you so much for having me. It means a lot. This is something that we all we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was super fun. So how can people learn more about you and find out more if they want to get involved?
Well, check out my website, GutsyMother.com. You can also follow me on Instagram or on Facebook. And then you can also, of course, check out the Peggy Lillis Foundation. And if you or someone you know is suffering with a C. diff infection, you can also find us at the Peggy Lillis Foundation and submit your story. And we're fighting for it. So
awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers.